everyone, and welcome back to the 30-Day Summit. My name is Bailey Richard, and this is my part 2 interview with Natalie Hodson, and she's going to be walking us through one of her awesome funnels right now. So I'd really love to just hand the reins over to her and allow her to take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, this is the main funnel that I started with, the one I referenced in the other call. And it looks like there's a ton of steps, but don't feel overwhelmed if you see all that. It's actually pretty simple once you see it in person. But I can show you exactly some of the things that worked really well that we've tested and then that we changed along the way. So if you look at, this is the main page. And one of the things that's interesting, first off, I think sometimes people think that you have to get really fancy with your video. Just so you know, like I filmed this in like my old townhome. I didn't have any videographer. I bought this brick wall backdrop off of Amazon and I filmed it with just this camera that I had. And I would like hit record, sit down, say test, 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 come back, make sure I was centered, go back. So like, you know, it doesn't have to be super fancy. And then the interesting thing is that we started, when I first launched this program, I had like a 2 or 3 minute video. And I just assumed that that video would do so much better because my audience is moms and I thought they'd be busy. And it was so interesting because we just tested a longer video just to test. And at first I was even kind of annoyed because I was like, ugh, I don't want to film another video just to test. But it was interesting because it actually increased our conversions by 12%, which I never would have thought that that would have happened. And we found that less people watched the full video, but of the people that watched it, way more bought, increasing our total conversions by 12%. And so we changed this button from, I think it was blue or pink or something at the beginning to red, and red consistently for us seems to work well. I think that's because some of the other colors, this is just my branding colors, and I think they're kind of muted, and so that pops out really well. And so what we did is we just went through and created little infographics, talked about everything that was included, who is the program for. So I think that these kind of pictures are really helpful because I show, like, I actually used to pee my pants when I would exercise. And it's like, I think it makes it really relatable and people feel like I'm not the guru. I'm more of the guide, you know, I'm more of like, I'm guiding you along because I've been there. And then just every little while they scroll, there's a button to click onto the order form page. The other thing, if you keep in mind, notice that this scrolls, and that helped us our conversions. It used to autoplay, but now Google Chrome doesn't allow that. And then if you also notice, there's a lot of space over here and there's a lot of space over here. I can make this bigger. And so that's because majority of our purchases happen on mobile. So you always want to make sure, like, optimize for mobile most. We put our testimonials. Now, the one thing that we have to be cautious of is putting certain testimonials that appear to be too much of before and afters. Facebook doesn't like those. And so if you're running traffic, they'll deny your ads. So that's why we don't have a lot of photo testimonials here. We do on the next page, but not on the landing page. And then our 30-day money back guarantee. And that's something that Russell talks about, how it increases your, conversion numbers. And then these are all the common questions that we have. So I put that at the bottom of the page, and we have our little cookies thing down there. And that is the landing page. Any specific questions about that before I move on?
No, I just think that it's awesome for people to remember that, even when it's an ebook, even if it's not an online course, you still have to sell it. Just because it's only a, smaller priced item doesn't mean that you can just assume, well, everyone's going to obviously figure out what this is about just because of the cover. But you really, even testimonials are important for a book,
Oh yeah. And don't dismiss it just because it's a $37 product. Like, we are able to get that, our barrier to buy was a lot lower than like a $9.97 course, So you just want to put as much good information out there as you can. And then, let's see. So then they click to the order form page. Oops. And that's where we have our video testimonials right here. And then we have people, like, some people come to us because they have ab separation, and some people come to us because they're accidentally peeing their pants. And so we put 2 different kinds of testimonials there. And then we have our order form page, and then this is the order bump I was talking to you about. So you always want to have an order bump. Like there was one month where I netted an extra like 20 grand in my pocket just because of the order bump. It was crazy. And it's like, man, that is not hard for me to have an order bump right here. So, and like I said, even when you first get started, even if it's not your product, even if you just want to promote somebody else's product that makes sense with your offer, then you should put that there. So the order form page is pretty simple, really. And then after that, what they do, so they complete the order, they put in their credit card, and then the next page is the first OTO, and it says, wait, special offer, get your 12-week trainer and everything you need when you complete the 30-day program. And so it's just, a 1.5 minute video I filmed in my kitchen at my old house. And I said, the number one question we get asked is, okay, Natalie, I did this 4-week program. I saw amazing results, but what do I do next? And so we wrote a 12-week trainer. Now, I will tell you that when I launched the program, I didn't have this 12-week trainer written, but I knew that statistically a certain percentage of people were going to take the OTO. And so I felt like I was missing out on this big opportunity to collect revenue, but I didn't have the program written. So what we did is we pre-sold it. So I had this page done, but knowing I would have 4 weeks while they had to go through the 4-week program, I had 4 weeks to write this. And so that's what we did is when they purchased it, we said, here's your 4-week program. Congrats. In 4 weeks from today, you're going to get the 12-week trainer sent to this email inbox. And so, even if you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have it written, I don't have it yet, you can still put the placeholder in as long as you give them a date by which you're going to deliver. And, that's basically it. It's just talking about this 12-week training program. And then, we say, no, I know what to do once I complete the program. And if they click that, then we offer them a special discount on the 12-week trainer. And I think we have like 30% of people take the OTO and then an extra like 12% take the downsell. So we give them a discount. So really, like what Russell says is you can increase your sales, what does he say, like 526% or something by having your order bump, which is, on this page, this is your order bump by having your one-time offer and by having a downsell. And the combination of those things works really well for us. Now, I will tell you that we tested at the beginning. We had a continuity program as our second OTO, but all it was a Facebook group, and it was $20 a month, and it bombed. I know some people have been really successful doing that, and so I was trying to funnel hack them, but in my case, it just did not work. We had like a 84% refund rate or something. And it created so much anxiety for me because this is my personal brand. I think what happened is that in my case, we didn't provide enough value. So people felt like, why would I pay for a Facebook group? Like a Facebook group should be free. And so we ended up scratching that step in the funnel, and we don't do that anymore. And then the other thing that I want to mention is that down here, it looks like a lot of steps because these are XP, meaning exit pop. And so what we'll do is we'll send people to an exit pop order form, which is where we send our retargeting traffic. And I'm not trying to be too confusing here, but basically what we can do is we can set up our Facebook pixel in the website in ClickFunnels. And so when somebody sees one of my ads, if they don't buy, but they click on it, then we can retarget them with another ad that gives them a discount. And so that's what, this is the page looks exactly, actually, I guess it's not exactly the same. My testimonials are slightly different, but almost exactly the same. It's just that we give them a discount, and that's where we send all of our retargeting traffic. So basically what we've done over here is anything that says XP looks exactly the same as these top steps. It's just that this is the follow-up sequence to this discounted order form. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And I love to hear how you are testing all of your different offerings. I mean, it's really nice, not that I want to hear that, that something failed for you, but it's really nice to hear that, even 2 Comma Club winners will try something and it doesn't just immediately take off because you already have a large audience, because you have a huge following, but it wasn't the right offering for them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, I could sound like Bubba Gump here going off on all the things I tried that failed, but, yeah, we've tried lots of things. And that's the thing with ClickFunnels that I really love is the split testing feature. Like, don't just throw your funnel up and think, okay, my funnel's done. My baby's born. Now I'm done with it. It's like, no, you gotta, I mean, I still, to this day, I split test my funnels every week. We try something just to see if it will improve conversions. Not really on this funnel. I feel like this funnel we have pretty dialed, but on my other funnels, you know? And it's like Russell, I think, even said the story of how he launched ClickFunnels, 7 or 8 times. And then, and he kept testing things before one finally stuck, you know? So, you know, how do you know what to test? I mean, that's just kind of like I don't really know. Sometimes it's just a guess. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that you only want to test one thing at a time, because like, say for example, like on our order form page, right? Let's say we come over here and where's my order form? And I test having this sticker or this little emblem deal. And not having the emblem. Like something as small as that can actually make a big difference. Or testing having a video testimonial or not having a video testimonial. But you wouldn't want to test both at the same time, because the difference could have been from this one or could have been from this one. But if you test them both at the same time, you won't know. So it's kind of a tedious process. And I like to keep an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of all the weekly changes. Yeah, that's basically how we do that. So the other thing is that you want to make sure that your emails are, and your ebooks, like especially in the digital case, that your ebooks are automatically getting sent once they order. So I think that's here on the order confirmation page. So, let me show you this page, because what was happening is that people were getting the program, or they were buying it, but then they didn't realize that it was this little blue link that they had to click to get their program. Now it would get emailed to them too, but I use ActiveCampaign, and sometimes ActiveCampaign, it takes like 30 minutes sometimes, and people want things instantly. So then they would email us. And so we had to put like click access purchase in blue. And so finally I just filmed a video, you know, just saying your order's complete. We don't have to watch the whole video. I don't like listening to myself on camera, but basically just saying like, okay guys, and I pointed below and I'm like, click access purchase to get your program, and it will be emailed to you. And if you have any questions, email us. Like, those are all the things that, and we had to say it might take up to 5 hours, because sometimes if we get a lot of purchase, I don't know, ActiveCampaign is like bipolar, I swear. Sometimes it works really good and sometimes it doesn't.
Fantastic. I love that. And I do something very similar with, actually, I remove the access purchase link from the order confirmation page and put a big button instead, where I'm like, click here to get your thing.
I think that's what we ended up doing on this page, is we said, below you can download your copy. Download now. It will also be emailed to you. Like, we just wanted it to be as clear as possible, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Natalie, it's been great getting to investigate your funnel. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
No, I think that's it. Other than don't feel overwhelmed by like all these steps. Just start small, start simple, get like your least viable product possible out there, and then you can improve from there. Like, the thing I always think about, I tell myself this, like when I need a little pep talk, is I'm always like, look, like even Apple had to put out, like they're on their 10.0 version of the iPhone, but at one point they had to put out the 1.0 version, which isn't nearly as freaking cool as the iPhone X, right? But they couldn't improve on anything until they just put it out there. And that's really like what I think about with our programs. It's like, it's easy to be paralyzed by perfection, right? And to think, my funnel has to be perfect before I can put it out there. And it's actually the opposite. Let's just get it out there, and then you can improve it once you know what is working and what's not. So.
Fantastic. Natalie, thanks so much for sharing all of this in this interview, as well as the first one that you did for the summit. It's been a pleasure having you on, and we really appreciate it.
Awesome. You bet.